Hi everyone, I'm Elliot Vance. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about a portfolio idea that sounds aggressive at first, but is actually about using capital more efficiently, return stacking. Now, when people hear the word leverage, they often think of speculation, margin calls, or traders trying to double their money overnight. That is not what we are talking about here. Return stacking is not about taking wild bets. It is about combining different return streams in a thoughtful way, so $1 of capital can do more than one job. Let's start with the basic idea. A traditional balanced portfolio might hold 60% stocks and 40% bonds. Simple, diversified, and easy to understand. But the problem is that your capital is fully used. Every dollar is already allocated. Return stacking asks a different question. What if we could keep broad equity exposure but also add another diversifying asset on top, such as bonds, managed futures, or commodities? That is where modest leverage comes in. For example, instead of holding 60 cents in equities and 40 cents in bonds, a return-stacked portfolio might use $1 to gain exposure to 90 cents of equities and 60 cents of bonds. That means the portfolio has 150% total exposure, but it is not 150% exposure to the same risk. The key is that the assets should behave differently across market environments. This is the important point. Leverage alone increases risk. Diversified leverage can improve the risk-return profile if it is designed carefully. Think of it like this. If you only stack more stocks on top of stocks, you are just magnifying equity risk. But if you stack assets with lower correlation, you may create a portfolio that has more sources of return while avoiding dependence on just one market driver. The goal is not simply higher returns. The goal is better returns per unit of risk. But there are trade-offs. First, leverage has a cost. If borrowing costs rise, the strategy becomes less attractive. Second, these products can be more complex than plain index funds. Investors need to understand what they own, how the exposure is created, and how the fund behaves during stress. Third, diversification is not guaranteed. In a crisis, correlations can change quickly. So who might find return stacking useful? It may appeal to long-term investors who already understand asset allocation and want more efficient diversification without constantly trading. It is not ideal for someone who panics during drawdowns or does not understand leverage. This strategy requires patience, discipline, and regular rebalancing. My view is this: return stacking is not magic. It is a portfolio construction tool. Used carelessly, it can create hidden risk. Used intelligently, it can help investors build a more resilient portfolio. So before using it, ask 3 questions. What am I stacking? Why should these assets diversify each other? And can I stay invested when the strategy temporarily underperforms? If the answer is clear, return stacking may deserve a place in the conversation. I'm Elliot Vance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.